Alright, hello everyone and welcome to this very, I don't know if it will be short yet, but hopefully it will be short. We'll just, E3 is taking place right now, and all the big conferences are over that were streamed live and everything, and hopefully you watched and enjoyed it yourself. If you didn't, then okay, weirdos. I thought I would just go through some of the content from the conferences that I enjoyed the most. Um, Not surprises, not best dressed, not best speaker, yada yada, not best conference. No winners or losers. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't really think it's interesting. I'm more interested in the few games that I care about. So I'm going to start with the one that I'm least interested in general, which is Nintendo, because I don't play their consoles anymore. I played them when I was a kid, back when like Super Nintendo was a thing. And they're handheld consoles I still like. Because they're good. Anyway, so Nintendo. Bam, they were there apparently. A few things, there's not really a lot there that I was interested in. I know that like Mario and Zelda fans and Brawl fans were excited. I don't like Brawl, I've tried it. Never really gotten into it. Not really my kind of game. But I'm happy for the ones that do like it. That they're, you know, making that a bigger thing, which is probably worth. The few things that I were interested in when it came to Nintendo was Xenoblade. I know that the images are. It's not easy to find images from E3 things right now yet. It was kind of hard to find good quality images, so I'm sorry about the quality. Anyway, Xenoblade, a JRPG. The only reason I was excited about this was the trailer, really. It kind of gave me, that JRPG feeling, and I just love those kinds of games. So I will never play it, because I will never get a Wii U, and so on and so on. But for the ones of you that have it, you should totally check this game out, because I definitely would. And there was one more game that I would check out if I was a Nintendo person. That's the game called Splatoon, which was basically I know it's not showing, a paintball-like game where you played as kids running around, shooting paint at each other, and then you kind of covered the ground and the areas of the map with your ink or your color. And much like, in Portal 2, where you have the bouncy goo and the slide goo and everything, kind of like that. And in the ink, you could jump into it as a squid and swim through it, so you went faster. But if you went into the enemy colors things, you went slower. It looked interesting. It was kind of a, a shooter, yet not a wrong picture. Sorry once again about the very low quality images. But this is kind of, how it looks. They went all out on. As you can see, the purple is, one team's color, and then there's like a yellow. Not a lot of yellow though, so I guess they're not really there. Color. And I guess you kind of killed each other, you shot at each other, and you got points for it. I'm not sure really how that worked. They didn't really explain it. They mostly talked about how the color system works and how you swim through it and how it works strategic-wise. Also have another picture here. Not really sure if that's in the game, where you cover it up with a roller, but making a path for your friends. Anyway, that was basically what interested me from Nintendo. I think, yeah, that was basically it. I knew Pokemon games. I mean, sadly, most of the things that Nintendo announced were things that we already knew about. So it wasn't really that exciting. Oh, Bayonetta 2. Actually, that's something that I forgot about, and now that's something I'm really excited about. But once again, I don't have a Wii U, and if it's not ever released on something else, I'm never gonna play Bayonetta 2. Unless I know someone with a Wii U, and I will steal it, play it. We'll see. Somehow I will get to play that game, because I love Bayonetta. The first game was amazingly good. So moving on, I will kind of take these games in order now from how I enjoy them. Well, not No, okay, not really right now, because the next game is something that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Metal Gear Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5 or Metal Gear 5. I'm not really names. It's not that important. Right. I just love Metal Gear. I love the world. I love the gameplay. Love how he often makes kind of new things in the games, or makes a very good twist on normal gameplay. Like the first Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation, where you had to, spoiler warning, I guess, take out um, or put your controller in the second port to defeat one of the bosses because it was reading your mind, and he couldn't read your mind if you had your controller in the second port. Uh, at one point, the game also said that the codec number was on the back of the CD case, and in your inventory in the game, you had a CD case, and I was so sure that I had to look at that somehow, and it didn't work. And then I took up the game CD case, like the physical copy of the game that I had bought, looked on the back, and there it was. There was the codec number on a picture. That is just so sweet that they kind of made it, like, took it to reality, you know? It's really sweet. Yeah. So looking forward to this game. Sadly, announcements from Hideo Kojima kind of made me like him less. He has made some really stupid, not very feminist announcements or tweets lately, and it unfortunately, and it's all, you know, based on one character from the game, which is just silly, and that is, I think her name is actually Quiet as well, which is, yeah, she's a sniper and she dresses in nothing, basically. But I will not go into that. That's like a completely different video. And a quick announcement here next. They announced, it was on the Sony conference, that they were gonna remaster Grim Fandango. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, I played this a long time ago with a friend. It's an enjoyable click adventure game. Quite fun. You know, people are very hyped about this game because they miss it and they love it and they want, you know, basically want a remake of it. But a remaster is, you know, almost as good, I guess. And yeah, I'm not that excited. I'm not that hyped about it, but I understand why people are. Because when an old game that you like get reworked and, you know, released again, it's just amazing. I kind of wish that would happen to... I mean, Resident Evil 1, I guess that had actually a remake completely, so that's, you know, that's the thing. Now I'm only waiting for Resident Evil 2 and Parasite Eve, but whatever. So, moving on. The next few games are the games that I'm most excited about from... No, actually, no, one more game that I'm... You know, it's we knew about it before the E3 conferences, so it was kind of... Yeah, it's there. And that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. No, Advanced Warfare. Right? Future Warfare. It's something with advanced something, and it's warfare. And I like the Call of Duty games. I like the gameplay. I like the multiplayer. It's fun, but I'm not really excited. Call of Duty will still be Call of Duty, no matter, you know, how many gadgets they put into multiplayer. And the story will still be fun to play. I'm looking forward to it. It will be fun, but I'm not really excited. There are actually other titles from the event that I'm more excited about in the FPS genre, so they will actually be here on this list. Next, here comes the first one that I'm kind of semi-excited about, and that was Dead Island 2. Yeah, I know that image is awesome. That game just seemed... well, we don't know anything about the game, actually. Forget that I said that. We only had one awesome trailer, because the last trailer they did has been like... is now known as one of the best game trailers ever. And this one, it's not really up there, but it was really good. It was entertaining to watch, and it was, you know, sweet. And I love zombies. And Dead Island, even though it wasn't, you know, the rating of the first game wasn't great, there was a lot of bugs, it was still an enjoyable game, and if you played it with friends, it was really fun. 4-player co-op, just going through the story together, was actually amazing. It was a lot of fun, you laughed a lot, you killed zombies. It had everything I wanted from a zombie game that Left 4 Dead 2 didn't have, basically. Because I think Left 4 Dead is kind of boring. It's just run, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, and I needed more than that. Uh, Deep breath for the next game, which is a Swedish game, and that is Mirror's Edge 2. And here we have Faith's Eye. I love Mirror's Edge. Back in the day when the first game was released, it wasn't really that I remember that loved. The ratings were okay, and the people were kind of like mixed about it. And I bought it and I played it, and I was like, how can people not love this game? It's so different. Its style is so amazing from anything I've ever played, and the parkour gameplay was so fluent. I mean, if you were good at it, I would say play with the controller first thing, because that made it a lot easier, at least according to me. Once you learned how to do the parkour things, it was just wow. You could do levels so fast, and you could move so. It was amazing how you actually could move through a level with that kind of detail in your movement. I guess it was probably one of the best movements in a game, and an FPS game ever. I haven't played Titanfall and their wall jumping, strafing and stuff. That's probably good too, but not the same as this. So yeah, Mirror's Edge 2, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be amazing to get, to know Faith better. And that world, because we don't really know that much about it. Everything we know about it was kind of like in the elevators, in news segments and stuff like that, in between missions and in between parts. Alright, so the next game. This was, when I saw this, I was like, what? Really? Are they really already? They're continuing the story of Lara, of the young Lara. I'm sorry that this picture sucks. The young Lara from the Tomb Raider game. They're continuing her story with Rise of the Tomb Raider. So it's still before she really becomes, the Lara Croft we know in the later, earlier games. So this is another prequel to the old games. And she's talking to a therapist, psychologist, I don't know the difference, but she's talking to someone about, I don't really remember right now what they're talking about, but problems, I guess. And she's out with her bow, being awesome, hunting stuff, looking at stuff, doing stuff, shooting people in the head. That's sadly a part of the new Tomb Raider. It's a lot of action, and I feel that that's not really necessary. Like in the first game, she was very reluctant to be aggressive, and then you played the game and you killed everyone. You like killed 20 people, and then you came to a story part and she was like, no, don't kill people. It just felt kind of weird, kind of like they should have changed how you had to complete the levels a little bit. Anyway, seems great, looks great. I need to finish the first game still, but this will probably be an amazing game. Alright, so the next one, it kind of took me by surprise, because I knew about it. I hadn't looked it up that much. It's Battlefield Hardline, which, when I heard about it, I was like, cops and robbers, Battlefield style. I guess that's the thing. And then I saw the gameplay on E3, and heard about the beta. I signed up for the beta immediately. I have it. I can play it. I can't actually play it, but that's another issue. It's a problem on my end, not on their end. And it just looks amazing. And it's fun to see another setting that's not war, It's actually cops and robbers, I guess, in a huge city fight. Well, at least in the beta. And it looks so fun. And yeah, it's finally... It's kind of... A lot of people... The first thing I mentioned was actually that... So they're making a game for Counter-Strike players. I can't really say that that's true, because it's all about the gameplay style, and Battlefield doesn't have the Counter-Strike style of gameplay like Counter-Strike does. So they only took really the cops and robbers or terrorists and counter-terrorist part you know, made that a thing. But yeah, it looks amazing. Will probably be a lot of fun to play. Looking forward to it. Next game. When I saw this, I think I cried a little bit because I was so happy. I've been longing for a game from this series since Rainbow Six Vegas, which was the game me and my brother and several other people that we knew played together, and it was so strategic. It was so fun. You had to discuss your position, uh, talk, you know, with your teammates, where the enemies were, where they were coming from, how they were running through the map, so you could counter their movement. It was such a team-based game. It was so fun, and that is Rainbow Six Siege. This is a game from the video that they showed on E3, which is in-game. I don't really know how much I can believe that. It seemed very pre-rendered to me, or something that kind of prepared. Like this is test footage of something they want the game to be like this. But if it is actually from what the game will be, then it's amazing because it looks so good, and the way you play it through, I mean, it will be insane. And seeing as the levels might be this small in this game, or small, I mean, depends on how you see it, I guess. Maybe it actually will look this good. I really hope so. I think I had a second picture from this game, actually. Yeah, your team has the hostage. Yeah, I'm really longing for this game, because I love tactical team-based shooters or FPS games, where you really have to communicate with your team and do everything in the right way. I know that there's Ghost Recon Phantom or Phantoms out for free on Steam right now, which is kind of like this kind of game, but I don't feel like you'd really need to talk that much in that game. Maybe you won't need that in this game either, but I like the option to do so. And of course you can discuss, I mean, strategy and Counter-Strike during the maps, but and in not in Counter-Strike, in Call of Duty, but it feels like the gameplay is so fast. Also, I should mention Battlefield here, I guess, but there's a different kind of mechanic where you work in squads, so I can't really. The gameplay is so fast in Counter-Strike and in Call of Duty that you don't really have time to do those kind of decisions. You can't really. This is. If it's like the other Rainbow Six games, it's slower. It's a tempo that is made for discussion, made for planning, and it's made for team play. And if they keep to that, like the old Vegas games, I'm very happy. Anyway, moving on to the game that I am most excited about from E3, which is the game that I was most excited about from last E3. Sadly, so we'll see when this happens. I think it's actually supposed to be released soon, with this year, or yeah, something like that. That is another Swedish game, actually, The Division. This game, if they get it down like they've shown us, like the gameplay footage right now, oh my god, it's gonna be so bananas. Just read the words there under the title. I mean, online open world RPG. And at the same time, this action-filled shooter. Basically, what I'm thinking is, think about DayZ, but good. Yeah, I just said that. DayZ, but good. And where you are not limited to, like, a bad engine, to bad... just... yeah, I really don't like DayZ. I think DayZ, I like the idea. I actually liked WarZ better. You can hate me for that. I really like the idea. I like how you kind of work towards other players, but I think this game will do it a lot better. Yeah. It's just so much in my head about this game. Let's move to another picture, I guess. This was like the moment. This was from last E3, actually, the first gameplay trailer they showed. And this moment here was the one I remember most, and I'm sorry I stole this picture from GameSpot, but whatever. Is when a player is hiding behind a car, people are shooting at him, the window is getting like holes in it, and it looks really good. Once again, if it looks like this in the actual end product, oh my god, it's insane. But what I really love about this part is he walks by the car and he closes the door. Like he actually, it's just not like bam and you walk by it. He's actually putting his hand against the door and closing it. That moment alone was like the most. Wow, my mind was just blown at that moment. And the fact that you're in an open world and you work team, it's like team-based gameplay. At this moment, there's 3 or 4 players fighting 3 or 4 other players, I believe. And it's just, man, it looks so good. I really want this to be huge. I really hope it will be great. So yeah, that is the game that I'm looking forward to the most. And the game that is, I mean, I guess I should say that Rainbow Six Siege was actually more exciting for me on the C3 because it was new and I was blown away by the fact that they were releasing a new team-based co-op kind of FPS game. But the Division is the one that I'm looking forward to the most in stores. I mean, I really want to play this. I really want to experience that world and that kind of game. That is not fantasy, you know? It's like an open world RPG that's not fantasy. I don't want more fantasy games. I'm so tired of swords and dragons and spells and magic. That is kind of why I'm sad that Secret World kind of, you know, fluked. But yeah, anyway, that's it from the E3 things that I am most excited about. Let's end with this image because it's awesome. And this is Nurgleprobe from Marathon Gaming. This has been a semi-long video about me and talking about stuff that I don't know anything about. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take care, and I will see you soon on the stream. Check the information down below for anything you need to know about us. Actually, there's no information down there. Just check the links. Peace out.